Hey everybody, how you doing? Well, just got done doing the house cleaning, which is great. Thursday. I hope everyone's having a good day. So I wanted to actually show or talk about something that I really never talked about before, and that is personally that I've went through a major tragedy, terrifying moment of my entire life I've never been through. And that was a car accident that I almost died. And that was back in August 29th, 2006. Just like today, sunshine, August, hot. I was going back to work. I worked for transportation as a bus aide back at that time, about 11 years ago now. And I had a little small truck, nothing major. And I stopped at the convenience store, get a snack, get a drink. And on the way to work, my light was green. And so I went underneath, but for some reason, I looked over to my right side and I noticed this white Honda car was hauling ass. Lee's going about 65, close to 70 on a 35 miles per hour speed limit. And the closer she was getting, the more I looked in details that the fact that she was texting while driving. She wasn't even paying attention to what the hell she was doing. And I knew, I'm like, oh shit, she's going to hit me. Sure enough, hit me from the passenger side, which then knocked my head to the side part of the truck, of the door, basically. And my truck turned 360, turned around, basically. And then my truck started to roll and roll and roll, which I don't know how many times. I didn't even keep count because the only thing I was thinking was, oh my God, I don't want to die, don't want to die, don't want to die. Everything was flying everywhere. I still managed to keep my seatbelt on, which, thank God. When I finally stopped rolling, my truck was basically on the passenger side, was up in the air, and I was down. And my elbow was on the driver's side window. So I was holding on to the steering wheel, trying to keep myself calm, and calm as can be, and try not to freak out. So I was trying to figure how in the hell I'm going to get out of this truck. How to climb out of it without totally killing myself completely. And so I'm like, okay. So I was trying to reach over to trying to do the seatbelt. Was not coming off at all. And that's when I started freaking out, because the reason why I wasn't for sure if my gas tank was leaking, and I didn't know if there was any kind of fire was going on, and I just didn't want to be basically burned out, like barbecue wise. But I do remember half of my windshield was basically caved in. And I thought, oh my gosh, my windshield was going to just basically cut me through my throat, which thankfully it didn't. And another thing was my airbag never deployed. So I think that's what basically saved me from the impact, I guess, from the airbag didn't really deploy. I do remember a couple of guys came over to see if I was okay. Another lady came over to see if I was okay. Paramedics, firefighters showed up, cops, the whole 9 yards just about. The firefighters had smashed in my back shield of my window, which I don't know why they even thought that, but I was like, no. I'm like totally pinned. My legs were like literally pinned underneath. So this paramedic lady came by, and she put a neck brace under my neck, and told me that she was going to put a sheet over my head because they're going to basically saw through and cut my roof off completely off the truck so they can be able to get me out of the truck, put me in the back of the ambulance, and take me to the nearest emergency room. So they did all that. And so they put me on the stretcher, and also I just saw the roof was totally, completely off my truck. And I'm thinking, oh shit, my truck was totaled. But, you know, at that moment, getting it back in the ambulance and driving and whatnot, got there, all the thing I could think of was trying to keep myself calm. So my parents finally showed up. They did CTs because my head was kind of swollen, bruised. They said I was basically just couldn't remember anything somewhat. So they weren't for sure something was happening, but nothing did. No turtle bleeding, nothing like that. It was just cuts and bruises, which basically what happened. It was time to leave, and I didn't want to get back in the truck at all because my dad was driving. And I told myself to get my ass in the truck, get my ass back in the truck. So I did. Put the seatbelt on automatically really fast. And I remembered my dad was driving. And my nerves was so shot. And I was trying to keep myself calm. But I remember tears were rolling down my face. And I was just, you know, I couldn't believe I just survived all that, you know what I mean? Then we got there at the house, and all I can remember was unbuckling my seatbelt, get out of the truck as soon as I could. Got in the house, and I don't know why, but I didn't even go to my room. I went to my parents' room. Then only thing I can remember, I was on my knees and just I let loose. I was bawling like a baby. I mean, seriously. And I remember my mom was holding me and telling me I was okay. I was okay. And in my mind, I felt like I wasn't okay. So then I remember families came over to check up on me. We were just hanging out, talking. Then part of me, I didn't want to go to sleep. But unfortunately I did. I had nightmares because of the accident. And so not just one night, it turned into a day, turned into weeks, weeks turned into months, months turned into years. This constantly nightmare from hell. And I'm just lucky, and fortunately, I'm still alive after 11 years. And this is something I just wanted to kind of get off my chest, because I'm not usually the type of person to talk about my feelings, but this is just something that I had to. And I just want to say that if you have lost family members, friends, whether it's a person that was texting while driving, whatever, I'm sorry for your loss. My thoughts and my prayers goes out to you guys. If you feel like to it, and I know this is a very, very touching personal thing, I would like for y'all to comment down below my blog. Tell me your experience, if you've been through this before yourself or whichever. And if you don't want to, I can understand that. It's personal, and I understand that. Also, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm going to be doing a lot of video blogs about that I've dealt with mental issues. This is going to be like my everyday thing now. I'm going to be doing. So I just want to say thank you very much for taking your time to look at it. Like I said, just, leave comments below. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. And everyone have a great day. Thanks. Bye.